This is your News Source Evening Bulletin for today, Tuesday, the 20th day of August in the year 2019. Here's what we're tracking tonight. A group of Guyanese law students at the Wooding Law School who are entering their second year met with Attorney General Basil Williams this morning to register their concern about some of the problems that they are facing at the regional law school in Trinidad and Tobago. The meeting was requested by the students. Student Representative Olivia Bess explained to the media and the Attorney General that for many Guyanese law students at Wooding, it is tough.
When you total all the expenses for 1 year, it is nothing less than $5 million. That is just per year. You still, and there's 2 years, so when you multiply it by 2, you have $10 million. So obviously, it is not easy for the Guyanese students in Trinidad and Tobago to function properly, to even study properly, even though, yes, we do perform well. But it's not an easy task because you have to think about your mom or your dad or your parents, your guardian, whoever it is that is looking after you. How are they going to find that money?
She explained that the students are faced with a $5 million per year bill, which includes tuition and living expenses for the 2-year program. The University of Guyana law graduate said she has seen many of her fellow students being moved to tears because of the hardship that they are facing.
I know countless students who have cried tears because they could not find that money to pay for Wooding Law School. This is not an easy task. So I'm grateful that the ministry, along with the Attorney General, they're here and they're willing to hear our pleas and hear our cries, because this has been going on for many years. So I'm very thankful for that. I'm also thankful for the scholarship.
The students have welcomed the decision by the government to open up full scholarships for Wooding Law School. Those scholarships are being handled by the Department of Public Service and the application period is currently open. Attorney General Basil Williams said the problems faced by Guyanese law students in Trinidad and Tobago is one of the reasons the government of Guyana decided to offer the law school scholarships and to also not give up its efforts to have a law school established here in Guyana.
The goalposts keep shifting, but fortunately, I'm not sure you could shift oil and gas that has already been identified. So we'll have a school, one way or the other. We'll look at that issue. You know, nations, they do the London LLB. So you have countries in Jamaica that do the same thing too. I think it's at UTech or one of them. And they're interested in a law school to get their students in also. So it's a subject that is not closed. But in the interim, we have to have people trained in law. Because as you know, we in oil and gas, we in the green state. And we really, the legal profession took a battering in the last 23 years.
Under an existing agreement with the Wooding Law School, the government of Guyana covers 25% of the expenses of the Guyanese students to attend the law school. Some of the students had raised a concern about the money for the 2018-2019 academic year not being paid in time. The Attorney General said the problem is being addressed. He said the money was budgeted for and approved and should have been paid on time. He claimed that an issue related to the finance department might have triggered the problem. But News Source understands that the department was awaiting a full document from Cabinet about the approval. More news coming up in just a moment.
We are legions of men standing strong, but never too proud to stoop and help someone. We must send a clear signal to all. Do right. Walk in upright ways, knowing that's what being a man is all about. And ever aware that things will only get worse when good men do nothing. Stand strong. Be the one to live right.
Hello, baby. Yeah.
Knocked away from Young Huang.
Yo, why you gotta get away from shit credit, buddy? I recommend that you for blah blah. Let me watch the game. But it's not you that buy back the credit when it's done. Buy back. Like a shit money from Fab 5.
Activate the GTT Fab 5 plan today. For only 5,005, you get free unlimited calls to 4 of your closest family and friends, 5 gigs of data plus 250 text messages, and your Fab 5 friends can call you for free. GTT Fab 5.
Wait. So who we putting as we Fab 5?
Securing the best healthcare facility for you and your family is important. At Balwant Singh Hospital, we take pride in giving you the best healthcare at unbeatable prices. We offer a 24-hour emergency care, a well-equipped ambulance, the best group of international doctors. Whatever your medical needs are, we are here to make sure you're taken care of like family. From eye care to dental service, the best, most experienced gynecologist, pediatric care, skin care, well-trained radiologist, and a trauma center. Our goal is to get you healthy so you can live a healthier life. Balwant Singh Hospital, caring for you and your family by offering healthcare at unbeatable prices. Live, love, and enjoy life. Call 226-4279 or visit us at 314 East Street, Georgetown. Balwant Singh, best healthcare at unbeatable prices.
The Guyana Elections Commission has commenced the conduct of house-to-house registration in your area. Be on the lookout for the registration officials with authorized identification. You must have relevant original documents to get registered. A birth certificate, valid passport, certificate of naturalization or registration, adoption certificate, marriage certificate, deed poll. Registration is a legal requirement. Make it your responsibility to register. If you were previously registered, you must register again. Look out for GCOM. For more information, contact GCOM on 225-0277 or 223-9653. Email pro@gcom.org.gy. Visit the website at www.gcom.org.gy or contact the nearest GCOM registration office.
Welcome back. Well, the full commission of the Guyana Elections Commission will meet tomorrow for its statutory meeting. The commission was expected to meet today, but the meeting was rescheduled as commissioners were still awaiting the Chief Justice's written ruling on the challenges to the house-to-house registration exercise. The Chief Justice ruled that the exercise is not illegal, but she also stated that persons should not be removed from the current list of registrants because of them not being around during the current exercise. Tomorrow's meeting is expected to examine the full ruling and for GCOM to look at the way forward. The Commission's house-to-house registration exercise has already seen the registration of 270,000 persons, and the exercise is still ongoing. The opposition has been complaining that the exercise is only shifting the early date for elections. However, the government has said house-to-house registration is needed to ensure a credible list for credible elections. Still in the world of politics, executive member of the Working People's Alliance, Dr. David Hines, has accused the presidential candidate of the People's Progressive Party, Irfan Ali, of hiding behind the party's General Secretary, Mara Jagdeo, who he says is Mr. Ali's political godfather. At a recent press conference, Dr. Hines said that while the opposition leader has been acting as a bully with his weekly press conferences and public statements, the man who wants to be the next president has been acting more like a ghost.
We can't focus on a ghost too much. You know, Mr. Irfan Ali is a ghost. We don't see him. He's there, you're right with what you say. But the man who is there in the front, who is Mr. Jagdeo's front man, has to be the person that we respond to, because that's what our supporters are telling us in the community. They're saying they wake up every morning and they see this man's face, they hear this man's voice, and they're not hearing our voice.
Dr. Hines made it clear that when Ali comes forward, the focus will shift to him. But for now, there needs to be more focus on Mr. Jagdeo, and people ought to be reminded of his time in office.
Yes, we understand that ultimately Mr. Irfan Ali is going to be the presidential candidate, and we should focus on him, but what are we going to focus on? Are we going to focus on the fact that he has problems with his qualifications and his thing? Are we going to focus on he's not up front, he's not saying anything, he's not advancing any policy, he's there behind the scenes, and so When he comes forward, we will certainly focus on him. But for now, we will focus on his political godfather.
The Working People's Alliance is a junior partner in the coalition government. Dr. Hines said the party wants to have a bigger voice in the new government and has decided to stick with the coalition for the next elections. While the presidential candidate for the PPP has appeared on the picket line with the party supporters and has offered short speeches, he has limited his sit-down interviews to political supporters and activists of his party. Let's tell you now that a team from the US-based airline JetBlue is expected in Guyana in September to begin official talks with the Guyana government about the airline starting up its service to Guyana. Public Infrastructure Minister David Patterson has indicated that the company has expressed its interest and will now be following up on that interest. JetBlue is hoping to begin service next year. The airline's chief executive officer announced to its employees earlier this year that the company was adding Guyana to its list of international destinations. JetBlue currently operates flights to a number of other Caribbean destinations. Its low-cost service is popular across the U.S. When it begins the Guyana operations, it will be the second major U.S. airline to be serving Guyana. American Airlines currently has daily flights between Georgetown and Miami. American will also be adding non-stop flights between Georgetown and New York by this December. Turning our attention now to the courts. In the Georgetown Magistrates Court today, Brian Mohan, also known as Abdul, was convicted to stand trial before a judge and jury for the 2015 execution-style killing of Christopher Wharton. Magistrate Lerone Daly today ruled that a strong enough case had been made out against the accused during the preliminary inquiry. The charge alleges that on the 18th of November 2015, Mohan murdered Wharton at Festival City, North Ruimveldt here in Georgetown. Wharton was shot execution style on the stairs of his North Ruimveldt home in what police believe may have been a drug-related crime. The murder, which was captured on CCTV cameras, was carried out by two men who rode up to the house on bicycles. Wharton, who was shot 3 times about the body, including once to the abdomen, succumbed within an hour of being taken to the hospital. The accused is facing a number of other charges in the courts. And 25-year-old Kevin Allicock appeared in the Georgetown Magistrates Court this afternoon and was charged with discharging a loaded firearm at a city constable. Allicock was reportedly trying to break into the border market when he was spotted by the constable, who was on patrol. As the constable raised an alarm, the accused opened fire on him while running from the scene. However, he was cornered and later arrested. He pleaded not guilty to the charge and was remanded to jail. His case will continue in September. Across the Region is coming up next.
Falls, a trademark of China's Zhanghao Incorporated, located at Land of Canaan, East Bank, Demerara, was incorporated in April of 2013 with over $10 billion Guyana dollars invested in a state-of-the-art 100,000 barrel fuel storage facility, a modern service station, an office complex, and a modern wharf that can berth international vessels. Having no association with any other fuel company, Falls imports its own fuel, which meets quality specifications, has all the legal permits, and is in compliance with international requirements. Its bulk facility can load 8 trucks simultaneously at a rate of 1,000 liters per minute, while the service station can service 12 cars at a time using computerized fuel pumps, which can facilitate the use of ATM cards. Through its professional team of mostly Guyanese, Falls wholesales and retails fuels to the public, including farmers and miners, and will continue to positively contribute to Guyana by providing quality products, service, and attractive prices. Try Falls today for all your fuel needs.
Fuel it up and win! Let's fuel it up and win!
Yes! You heard right! Fuel up at Guy Oil $5,000 or more and enter to win! Tune in to Jumpstart on 94.1 FM Monday and Friday to receive your call to win big! Check Facebook for participating locations and more details.
Protect your fuel system, boy! High mileage and performance, boy! Fuel it up and win!
Summer is just around the corner, and this year we're giving you a Visacation. It's easy. Get your GBTI Visa card and travel to your dream summer destinations or shop all you want online. With Visacation, you get to win prizes when you use your GBTI Visa card between June 1st and August 31st. Don't have a Visa card? Visit your nearest GBTI branch or go to www.gbtibank.com. GBTI, we see Guyana through your eyes.
Across the region right now, in Trinidad and Tobago, prison officers there are on high alert after a number of attacks that appear to be targeting prison officers in the Twin Island Republic. Over the weekend, the home of a prison officer came under gunfire. No one was injured, but the prison officer said that he is now concerned about the welfare of his family. He said he has been in the prison service for 23 years and has never had an issue with any prisoner, so he is confused as to why his home was targeted. That incident came just days after the Director of Prisons in Trinidad and Tobago issued a warning that prison officers were being targeted by criminal elements on the outside who are linked to persons behind bars. In the last 2 decades, 19 prison officers in Trinidad and Tobago were killed. The job is considered a dangerous one in the crime-ridden country. In neighboring Brazil, military police there say they neutralized a man who held dozens of passengers hostage for more than 3 hours on a commuter bus in the Brazilian city of Rio de Janeiro. In a tweet, police said all hostages had been freed after a sniper shot the man dead. Police had surrounded the bus, which came to a standstill on a bridge linking Rio with Niterói. None of the hostages were injured, police said. A spokesman for the military police, Colonel Musso Feliz, told a local news program that a sniper opened fire when the hijacker appeared at the door of the bus, pointing what looked like a weapon at the head of one of the hostages. And finally tonight, international news. After a blistering attack on coalition partner Matteo Salvini, Italy's Prime Minister Giuseppe Conte has said he will tender his resignation. Mr. Conte said Mr. Salvini had been irresponsible in creating new political crisis for Italy for personal and party interest. Mr. Salvini, the leader of the Nationalist League Party, had tabled a no-confidence motion against Mr. Conte. He also said he could no longer work with his coalition partners, Five Star. The League and the anti-establishment Five Star movement formed the coalition to govern just 14 months ago, with Mr. Conte as an independent as Prime Minister. And that's your News Source Evening Bulletin for tonight. I'm Gordon Mosley, reporting.